Hey, what's up guys? Will here for GSM Arena, and welcome to another episode of our head-to-head series. Today, we're looking at two flagship killers, Xiaomi's Poco F7 versus the Poco F7 Pro. The Poco F7 is the less expensive model, but it still packs quite a punch. The more premium Pro model offers a number of upgrades though. So let's compare our review findings head-to-head and see which of these two Poco phones is right for you. And as always, you can find links to our extensive full reviews down below. The Poco F7 and Poco F7 Pro are both mid-rangers, yet they offer high-end displays and top-notch chipset performance. The Pro offers a handful of improvements to justify its higher price tag, but the vanilla model has a few advantages of its own. For one, the Poco F7 is a slightly bigger device, complete with a larger display. The two phones have backs made of glass with a two-tone design. The angle of the split and the different camera islands makes these phones easy to tell apart though, and both have an aluminum frame. Xiaomi has extended the same waterproofing across the F series. Both the Pro and non-Pro model are IP68 rated for dust and water protection. Like I mentioned, the Poco F7 is the one with the larger screen. It's a 6.83-inch OLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. The Poco F7 Pro's screen is just 6.67 inches, but it does have the higher QHD resolution. Performance-wise, the two displays are similar, except that the Pro models is sharper. It's debatable if you can actually spot the difference though. On either phone, you get support for 12-bit color depth, and both Dolby Vision and HDR10+ video playback. And the glass protection is the same too, Gorilla Glass 7i, covering both screens. The max brightness is great on the Duo. On both the Poco F7 and F7 Pro, we measured up to around 1500 nits, great for use on a sunny day. There's no difference in terms of refresh rate behavior. You get 120Hz to smooth out swiping and scrolling, and this can dial down to 60Hz when idling to save energy. For audio, both phones have stereo speakers. The Pro has a slight edge when it comes to loudness, and its mids are cleaner, while the regular F7 has a bit more bass. Let's have a listen.
Close the window and your eyes disappear into the blue. Wrap your fingers around the great escape.
There is a difference between the two models when it comes to the under-display fingerprint reader. The F7's is optical, while the F7 Pro's is ultrasonic, but they're both fast and reliable. Both of these phones have an IR blaster on board for controlling appliances with. And you can get either phone with 256 or 512 gigs of storage on board, and neither is expandable through microSD. The interface of the Poco F7 series is Xiaomi's HyperOS 2, running on top of Android 15. It brings all the functionality we're used to from Xiaomi phones, with the addition of an extensive suite of AI-based features. If you'd like to find out more about these features, we're working on a dedicated video for HyperOS 2, and we'll link it here when it's ready. And for software support, both the Poco F7 and F7 Pro come with the promise of 4 years of major software updates and 6 years of security patches. Now let's get into the chipset. The vanilla Poco F7 is equipped with a Snapdragon 8S Gen 4. It's a new chip that's quite powerful, only slightly less powerful than last year's top Qualcomm chipset. Speaking of that chipset, it's the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and incidentally, that's the one that you'll find within the Poco F7 Pro. In benchmarks, both phones deliver great scores. The Pro model has a very slight edge, but in real-world use, you'll get the same great performance from either one. And both the F7 and F7 Pro do a good job when it comes to thermal management as well, with just minor throttling during our prolonged stress tests. The Poco F7 has a larger battery than the F7 Pro, and it earned a better active use score in our tests as well. However, the Pro model comes out on top in many of the individual tests, and both phones have very good battery life overall. Both the Poco F7 and the F7 Pro are rated for 90-watt charging, and the charging is equally speedy. The non-Pro model is just very slightly slower to charge to full. And now onto the cameras. The Poco F7 has a 50-megapixel main cam and an 8-megapixel ultra-wide. The setup on the Poco F7 Pro is basically the same, but the main cam has a different sensor and lens. In daylight, both main cameras do a good job. but the F7 Pro produces slightly crisper photos. The Pro also has wider dynamic range, with better preserved highlights. But when it comes to shots taken with the 2x digital zoom, it's the F7 that does a better job, with better sharpness and contrast. And again, in low light, the Poco F7 has the edge over the Pro, with sharper output. Even though the ultra-wide cameras are the same, they have a different output. The F7 takes less processed photos, but we prefer the more sharpened look of the F7 Pro. In low light, the Pro model's ultra-wide is again sharper than the non-Pro. Both the Poco F7 and the F7 Pro have the same 20-megapixel front-facing camera, and as expected, the selfie quality is quite similar. The Pro model does seem to have slightly wider dynamic range though. And here's a look at selfie videos taken with both phones in 1080p resolution. The Poco F7 Pro can record videos in 8K with its main cam, while the F7 maxes out at 4K, and both phones can capture ultra-wide footage in 1080p. When looking at the main cam's 4K footage, the Pro model comes out on top. It has better detail, more natural colors, and wider dynamic range. And in low light, the F7 Pro is again better, but the difference isn't huge. The ultra-wide camera's 1080p videos are so-so with either phone. The sharpness and detail aren't great. So there you have it, the Poco F7 versus its brother, the Poco F7 Pro. With either phone, you get a glass and aluminum design, and good ingress protection. There's a bright OLED display with lots of bells and whistles. You have the same software interface with AI features and good support. Both phones have a powerful chipset. The battery life is comparable, and so is the charging. And while there are slight differences in quality, the camera setups themselves are closely matched. The Poco F7 is the less expensive option though, and it even has some advantages of its own. Its display is larger, and has an optical fingerprint reader if you prefer that, and its main cam is better when zooming and when shooting photos at night. The Pro model brings benefits of its own though. It's slightly more compact, and its display has a higher resolution. Its fingerprint reader is ultrasonic, and its main cam does a better job when shooting photos during the day and recording 4K videos. There's 8K video recording as well. Overall, the user experience is closely matched between these two phones, and the Pro model's advantages are not that significant in everyday use. So it looks like the smart thing to do is to go for the regular F7 and save some cash. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.